Oops, wrong way. I never get this right. Hold on. Oh boy. Oh, that's good. All right, hold on just a second. I just want to post a few things here in the comment box. All right, so we'll get started in just a second. I just got to do a little bit more housekeeping here with my laptop. So I hope you guys had a great evening, or not evening, day. Um, it was a long day for me. Actually, I had to work until 4:30 to make up some time because I had an appointment um, earlier in the day. So I am going to be showcasing a couple classes I'm offering, and then we'll dive into the paper pumpkin sweet sunflowers, which was so popular. And I can tell you, demonstrators and customers are asking for extra kits of the paper pumpkin. It's so pretty, and it's very, very hard to cut into those envelopes, but I'm going to cut into the envelopes tonight. So, hey Louise, I hope you're having a nice, I hope you had a nice day, and it's not raining where you are. Okay, so we're going to get started. First, I'll go over this right here, which is in front of you. I did forget to put, let me find a really good pen. I don't know if I can find one or not. This one's a Stained by Sharpie. Okay, so this class is still active, and it's $35 purchase. And what it is I'm going to show you some kits. You're going to receive quite a bit of free product with this. I think I have like 14 left, give or take, but when it is sold out, it's sold out. So this is on my website on the left side of my menu bar, and you'll see something that looks like this. And all you need to do is click on it, and it'll provide you all the information. It is a free with a purchase card class using Wonderful World stamp set and paper. And you'll get a stamp set for free and a full pack of the 12 by 12 paper. And all I'm asking is that you have to me a $35 product order using this host code right here, which if you can't see it, it's KM as in Mary, PZ as in zebra, Q2 F and X. And inspiredbygraham.com is my website. So you can go over there. The URLs that I posted in my marketing has the host code embedded in it. Make sure you just use the correct one. So my class is consisting of 8 cards. It's kind of like my card club. And you will get all the panels, the die cuts, the punch shapes, no stamped images because I cannot do that. You'll get enough embellishments. You'll get enough burgundy ribbon. You'll get basic weight panels for the inside. And you'll get to make 2 of each card design. You'll get instructions, which I always print off in color and do send to you by email, and also print them out so you have them when you receive the card kits. So here's one. It's my favorite one. I just love the Starry Sky with Daffodil Delight. You make a difference every day with the Pear Pizzazz Butterfly. And then here's a sympathy card, which you can easily make into birthday or what have you. It's just a nice little layout there using rich raspberry. All the envelopes instructions will say that you need to use your designer series paper on your envelope flap. Now that one didn't get done, but anyway, this is the last one here. So I made it generic enough because the Wonderful World stamp set does not have any sentiments in it. So I know we all have stamp sets that will work with this kit. If you want to use the same sentiments that I have, it is called Inspired Thoughts. It is on sale, 15% off only today, just like all of the stamp sets in the annual catalog. So make sure you go to my website and check those out. It does not include bundles. It just includes stamp sets, and it's every stamp set in the catalog. So you've got so many choices, especially with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. There's definitely some of those in there as well. So a $35 product order, you can get some stamp sets and save this way, and you can get a free class, another stamp set, and some paper and all the kits. So that is my offering there. Next up will be my card club. This is kind of like Paper Pumpkin, but you get a lot more product. My card club is $39 a month. It's a recurring subscription, so it is a subscription. So say you join today, and the next month it will automatically, my PayPal account will automatically charge you $39 until you basically don't want to do that anymore, but I don't think you will. So I have a lot of customers I've had around for, it'll be 4 years in March. So I've just been growing and growing, and it keeps me so busy, especially my husband. He likes to help me out in die cut or emboss. So this is one of the card designs. I give, again, the instructions. You'll get half a pack of the textured chic paper, which is specialty because it's got that foil in it. Polished dots, I think those are called. And then just the insides are very, very basic. I will give you enough ribbon to create this card. You will not get a whole spool of it because you're going to get a package of Stampin' Dimensionals, which, if you don't know what those are, they're kind of the foam dots here that we use. You'll get a full package, and those have 300 in them. And of course, you can always use the edge pieces to give you a lot more. So that's another one. I used the Meadows die on the Distressed Gold here. I'll have that die cut for you. It's very thin paper, but it looks really nice. It does match the designer series paper perfectly. And I don't know if you can see, I did put a strip of that Distressed Gold underneath the sentiment and a strip of the Evening Evergreen there. And then this is just basic here. And then this is a new kind of fun kind of design. I've seen this a lot lately, and it's kind of a scroll card. If you don't want this big scroll, you could just keep tearing it across, and it still is going to look really nice. I did this in soft suede, and then on the inside here, I did splatter this one with Wink Stella, and you may want to try that technique throughout your cards or any projects. It does add a nice little touch to your cards. So that is my card club. You have to register by the 20th of the month, and then I will place my order. I have it shipped 2-day express to me, and then I get everything organized and ready to go, and it'll get shipped. So $39 does include shipping. So one other thing is, you guys all know I've been working very, very hard to earn the incentive trip. So with your help, my team's help, I earned it. So here's my little chart right there. I'm at 0, and I earned it on Tuesday night around 10:30 at night. One of my team members promoted, and that allowed me to go over the 40,000 just by a little bit, but that's okay because that's all it takes is 40. So that number will just keep growing and growing until September 30th. But thank you so much for all of your love and support. My husband knows. So we'll be going to Norway at the end of May, right after my nephew's birthday. So we'll be in Florida, and then we'll be the next day in England. So thank you again for all of your support. So each week during September, Stampin' Up! Does provide us with some specials. And I know it's overwhelming demonstrators and customers with all of this, like, specials. Excuse me, sorry about that. And 15% off stamp sets, but it's one of the reasons why I like this idea is because not everybody's really looking for stamp sets. Maybe they are. So it kind of attracts two different demographics. Basically, if you're looking to expand your stamp sets, well, just get on and look at the annual catalog online. You can download that PDF and select whatever one you want, and it'll be 15% off. So say you've got a lot of stamp sets and you need embellishments or paper. Well, we have another special, and it goes until the 21st, and it's got some ribbon here. We've got masking paper, the vellum, perfectly penciled designer series paper. That's kind of a gray, black, and white. We've got some more vellum, which is 12 by 12. The faux sea glass shapes, those are really, really nice. And then we've got Eden dies. So, and some scallop craft treat boxes. I used those in my retreat last year, and they are really super nice. And then we've got the evening evergreen ribbon, the sheer ribbon. So you can check those out at inspiredbygraham.com. Okay, so paper pumpkin. It's here. It's been here for a bit. I got it, or I received it probably on the day I got back from hiking in August, or somewhere around that time. It was waiting for me. So I finally dove into it this week, and I did make the 3 cards that they show us how to make, and then I made 3 alternatives, which I will make tonight. So I am really not paying attention to any of the comments. I just wanted you guys to know that, because I'm going to try to pay attention to here, because I'm going to be cutting these envelopes, and trust me, you don't really want to, but you're going to have to. Okay, so what's in the box? This is $23.50 per month. It includes shipping, so you can register with Paper Pumpkin at paperpumpkin.com or my website. But before I show you the cards, I'm going to show you kind of what's in this box. I've got it here in another box as well, but they always send it in a nice box. And this one's super nice because it's got the imprints there. And on the back side, this box unfortunately got smashed in the mail, so I really probably won't be able to use it. Unfortunately, I do love to use these boxes and to ship things in too. So here are the instruction sheets, and they tell you exactly what to do. Well, not in words, but in pictures. And if you're kind of a picture person, this will be great for you. But if you just like to want to do it how you want to do it, then you can go right ahead and do that. There's 2 little images that you have to pay attention to. The solid dot there, and I don't know if you can see that or not. And these little circles here, which are Stampin' dimensionals. So those are dimensionals, those are glue dots, and that's how you glue down your pieces. I'm using those tonight, so I do not have any issues with those. I know some people like to use their seal or liquid glue. And so there's 3 different card designs. And then if you need a ruler, there's always a ruler on the side. And then on the front, it's going to show you the cards. And then on the back side, it's going to show you all the pieces that are in that kit, so you can double check that you have received everything. And it will tell you this one, so there's contains supplies for 9 cards and 9 envelopes. It will always tell you how many you're going to make. And then it also will tell you all of the Stampin' Up! Coordinating colors. So for this kit here, it's Blackberry Bliss, one of my favorite colors. Crushed Curry, Evening Evergreen, another favorite. Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, Native Navy, Pumpkin Pie, and Soft Suede. And then you can go to paperpumpkinhowto.com to watch detailed instructions for the kit. So, and then if you're really technology, like into technology, you can just point your phone there and it'll take you right there. So that's the instruction sheet. Then it tells you, this month we got a free gift, which is these gold little, I don't know what these are called. Let me just show you. Gold foil, like, I don't know. You can see they're very flashy. And on the back side, you can actually, I know this is really hard to see. Let me just do that. If you don't like the gold and you want to color this, then take a sponge dauber or one of our sponge brushes, and you can just take some ink and color that, say pumpkin pie. And then you have pumpkin pie little kind of sheet here. So you've got, I don't know how many are in here. I did use a partial one. So that's what you have as a free gift. They don't always give you a free gift. And then it shows you here how they've used them. You can cut them down, which I'm going to do today. On the other side, it always tells you what is the next month project. And this is holiday crafting. It's coming to town, so I can guarantee you there's probably a Santa hat in there. And this might coordinate with the Santas in the mini catalog. All right, so enough marketing here. Well, not really. I always love to see what color tissue paper. This is kind of crushed curry. The ink you receive this month, you get 2 different colors, crushed curry, soft suede. I don't open those up. I save them for my in-person classes. So those will go in a storage bin that I have where I bring everything to my class. Okay, see these awesome envelopes, you guys? These, like, who would want to even write on this? And I actually use this piece too, which reminds me, I need my die cutting machine, which is downstairs, so I might have to use my electric one. But isn't that really pretty? I'm going to use this as a card base, or not a card base, a panel. So those are the envelopes. And then the cards, I have the individual ones that are not decorated in my ready to go. So you'll see those without any kind of embellishments on it. So this is one of the card designs that Paper Pumpkin kind of showed you how to do. Very, very simple here. Now this one here is a whole sheet, and I'll show you once I get everything on my desk. And on the back side, there's something that's Mossy Meadow. And then, oh, I forgot to show you. Look at these cute little bees. I have them popped up with the mini Stampin' dimensionals that you get as well. All right, so that one's for a one-of-a-kind friend. And then wishing you so much happiness. Very basic. We've got a nice little punched shape that you get in the kit, along with a nice banner and a few more bees. Oh, and there's a piece of vellum underneath here too. It's not gold, but it's just a vellum kind of shape. This one's super pretty. I did stamp that, and I've got added a bee, 2 bees, and the thank you here in soft suede. And then over here, there's another piece too, which it's really hard to tell, but that is a die cut that you'll get. This one's super delicate, and I actually ripped one in part, or half. I ripped it totally in half, so, but I was able to put it back together, and it's this one right here. You can't even tell that I did that. So these are the ones that Paper Pumpkin showed you how to, gave you instructions for. So I made 3, and I used my own card bases, and I kind of focused on Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadow, Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, and I threw some crushed, not crushed curry, but crumb cake in there. So here's a very simple one. We're going to go from level 1, 2, and 3, basically. I kind of put them in order as difficulty. This one's super easy, but you have to cut your envelope to do this one, okay? And it's just stamped on there. The next level up, I thought was this one here. Oh, wait, I didn't show you the inside. What did I do on this one? Oh, I did stamp. So I got that nice little bee there, and wishing you so much happiness. And this stamp set here is called Stepping Stones. I'll show it to you when I pull my supplies out. This Stepping Stones is actually on my card club for this month. So, and that stamp set again is 15% off. And then here is, remember where when I said we use this piece here? Well, that's part of the envelope, and I cut it out. Die cut it with the deckled rectangles. And then here's this one. This one is kind of cut into all different size strips, but it was a panel that we will cut down, and we will pop up some of the panels, and the other ones will just lay down right on top of the crumb cake. And then I've got this is stamped in Mossy Meadow. The inside, I used one of the card bases for this one here. People can write on that. You could stamp an image in there, maybe some bees. So that's kind of most difficult. These are actually really easy, but I kind of put them in order of difficulty. Okay, so here we go. I've got over on my side here. Here's that stamp set. It's called Stepping Stones. And I chose to use this really big one here on one of the cards, and this one here, and then follow your own star. I just love that one. Okay, so here's all my stamps that I'm going to be using tonight. So this is how hard it is to film when you only have about 11 by 17 area. But I do have my paper pumpkins here, so I'm mixing and matching. I'm trying to use as many of the paper pumpkin stamps as possible because we want to use them. And there's the Stepping Stones sentiments. I got 3 of those. And there we go. Sometimes those stamps will stick together. And there's another one. That's that nice little sunflower here. Those are photopolymers, so you'll be able to see right through. That's another sentiment. And here's the Stepping Stones, and then here. So you'll have to, like this one. Okay, so this is the center of that sunflower, but I don't have, all my blocks are basically on other stamp sets and classes that I'm working on. So you'll just have to apologize. That D block, it really should be on a C or a B. The only stamps that I did not use, I don't know if you can see them or not, are the foliage pieces here and the word hello. I just thought that was a little bit too small for what I wanted to do for alternatives. But so you do have some foliages in there. All right, so then in my box here, I put all of the pieces that are left. So here's that nice little flower. Let me get some white or something here, so you can kind of see that die cut. It's very delicate. So what happened to me was I accidentally tore the stem there, but that's really pretty. When I do paper pumpkin, I actually line them all up, and I'm lining them up off camera, but that is the sunflower there, just so I can stay organized and see what pieces I still have left. And that's what I would suggest you do as well. And there's a bunch of these banners, which you can use or make your own sentiment labels and banners. Here's a bunch more. And then here's that Blackberry Bliss little strip here. And then we've got some vellum. Those are the pieces that we received in the kit. And then here's another vellum. I've got glue dots. So this is the adhesive they send you. I know some people really don't like these, but maybe after you see me use them, you will give it another try. And then here's another strip. And then they got the bees. So these are really tiny. They're super tiny, like maybe 1/4 of an inch, but they go in 2 different directions. So one is pointed right and the other one is pointed left. So you just have to be kind of careful which one you actually are using. All right, so if there's any questions, I will get started on my alternatives. My laptop is about 20 seconds behind, so it's a little frustrating when that happens. You'll need your paper trimmer, so I'm gonna grab mine. And I need to change my blade, so just bear with me. When I cut this envelope, it's gonna show a little bit of frayed paper, but I'll use my sanding block to get rid of that. So, all right, so here's my design. I'm gonna have to really look at this. So what I did was I lined my envelope up. Let me just zoom in a little bit more. Let's see if that's a little bit too close or not. It might be too close. Let me just see. Oh, that's too close. Okay, I think that I fixed it. Okay, so what I did was I cut along the score line here, and I can see it better with the white facing me. So I'm just gonna line that up in the paper trimmer and cut this off. We will use this, so I'm gonna just set that aside. Then the next thing I did was I cut like just a sliver off the edge here so I can open it up. See, there's just a little bit. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side here. Okay, so now we have this looking like this, okay? I'm gonna have to get my ruler out because honestly, I don't remember the sizes, which I think I do. It's my normal size. Okay, so this piece here needs to be cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. So what I like to do is I kind of look at the entire image and to see what I want to cut off and what I don't want to cut off. I don't want to have that score line in the panel, so we're going to trim that off and we'll save it. Then it's basically, I look at what I don't care to lose, which is kind of this bottom piece here. So I know I need to be having it at 5 inches. And I really want to keep this flower up here because I think it's very striking. So I am going to cut that off. You can save this because that can go somewhere. You can either use the white side or you can use that side. And then we got to cut down to 3 3/4. So right now it is at approximately, I don't know, like 4 3/8. So I just need to cut a little bit off. I don't want to cut it at all, but I have to. So let's just do it. All right, so 3 3/4. All right. Again, this is a nice strip you can keep if you want to. And you can see where I definitely need to change my blade. It's all frayed. Okay, so now that should be 3 3/4 by 5. And it is. Okay, so that one is all set. I'm gonna put that trimmer off to the side. And I do need to, I don't like that frayedness on here, so I just take a block. When that happens and I get a little bit of fraying, I just take a sanding block and just kind of rub the edges. You can kind of go like this as well. It might be a little bit faster because this paper is quite thin. Okay, and that's a lot better. Okay, we need to stamp on this, so we are going to use Blackberry Bliss, and this one says, "Great works are performed not by strength, but by perseverance." Samuel Jackson. So I have Blackberry Bliss, Mossy Meadow, and Soft Suede, and I have Memento Black in my bin, which I don't really need right now. So I'm gonna open up the Blackberry Bliss, and you got one shot at this. So I did stamp that one a little bit crooked because my cling, I think, is crooked, but I'm going to just practice right here on my grid paper. See, it is crooked. So that means I need to go to the right, a little bit down on the right side. So I'm going to crank it just a little bit and see if I can get that straight. And I did, kind of. It's a little off, but that's okay. On the inside here, I do stamp with Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to grab that paper pumpkin stamp that says wishing you so much happiness, and we need that little bee, and we'll also need to use Memento Black, and I got some Stampin' blends too. I'm totally going to get my hands in this, and that's not going to be good. Okay, hold on. I'm looking. Where did I just put everything? Over here. My kit's over here. Okay. I just want to make, no, hold on, you guys. I gotta find it. Where did it just go? Those are my envelopes. It's like right in front of my eyes. I know it. Don't know why this happens to me. Oh, it's over here. There's my kit. I think. No, that's the other one. Hold on, where is it? Louise, help me. Oh, I know I cut it. Oh, so embarrassing. Oh my goodness. I don't know where it went. So, I guess I will have to, I'm gonna have to cut some stuff. I don't know, what other thing can I do? So, let's go to my file cabinet, and I'm going to cut my card base. If anybody sees it, just put a comment in there because it's probably right in front of my eyes and I just don't see it. Under the gold honeycomb? Let me look. I know, it's probably right there. Oh my God, I think it is. Louise, you saved me. I knew you would find it because I just knew. Okay, all right, sorry about that, folks. See, I think I got ahead of myself because I already had this all ready to go and I grabbed one of those envelopes that I wasn't going to be using. Okay, so we need that white panel and the sentiment here. We're going to go back and we're going to stamp. Okay, and then I like to throw in that little bee. And it's, for me, it's, I don't have the best eyes, so it was really hard for me to see where the antennas are. So I basically had to stamp it on a scrap paper and then figure it out that way, because those antennas are really small for my older eyes. So when you are in doubt, just use your grid paper, and see, that's, I don't want an upside down bee. So we're just gonna stamp one bee over there, and we can close this up because I don't need this anymore. And I'm going to close up my Blackberry Bliss because I don't want to mess. I'll bring in my blends. So I chose to use, I don't think we have crushed curry. I don't have it, but I chose the dark Daffodil Delight and a little bit of the light crumb cake. And in those bees, the bodies are colored with a yellow, so I'm gonna just kind of do the same thing that they look like. I'll bring this up to the camera in a second. You can also take your, if you want to give that bee a little bit of sparkle, just take your Wink of Stella and give it a little bit of sparkle. So there's that single little bee, and that's all I want for the inside. And then it's just a bunch of layering. So I've got my Blackberry Bliss, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and I have already pre-scored it at 4 1/4. And then I have my Mossy Meadow, which is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then we're just gonna layer this right on top of that. And this again is cut 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm gonna use those glue dots. And how I use them is I use my Take Your Pick tool, and I just take them off like this. And I'm going to put 5 of them on here. And then, see how quick that is? I love this tool. If you don't have one, you should. I just make sure they're really pressed down nice. And then I'm going to just take them off. You can use that centerpiece. You could use your fingernails. I don't have any kind of left from hiking. They're all growing back. So I'm just gonna go with my Take Your Pick tool. So again, this just gets layered right on here. It's a really tiny border, but I like the smaller borders versus the 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's on there. And then the next step up is going to be you're gonna lift it up off that Blackberry Bliss. They give you the mini dimensionals, which is great. And then I'm gonna put 5 of these on here. And again, I like to use my Take Your Pick tool and just make sure they're really pressed down, and then we'll just take those backings off real quick. Okay. And then we'll just flip this over, and then we're just gonna center it on that Blackberry Bliss. Okay. Then I'm gonna just put this in here too. I'm going to not use the glue dots on this because I like to use my Stampin' Seal. And I think if we use the glue dots, then it would show round circles. So we are just going to use the seal on this step. And then this gets layered right in. Now that strip that I cut off earlier, oh shoot, yeah. This strip here, you could add it right here and then just trim it off, okay? And I will do that real quick, just to show you. So I'm just gonna use my paper trimmer. I know that's 4 inches, and I'm just gonna trim it right off. Okay, and then I'll just use my liquid glue here. I'm gonna use all different kinds of adhesives tonight. And you don't need a lot, because a little bit goes a long ways. Usually I would have put this on first, but we're just gonna add it on now. So that kind of breaks it up with the stamping up top and then something down at the bottom. Then we're gonna work with those little bees. Those bees are so cute. All right, so I'm just gonna dump them out over here. And I wanna find 2 that are going the opposite directions. And there's one that's going towards the left. And here's one that goes towards the right, okay? And these are gonna get popped up with the mini dimensionals, because if you put them right down with just a glue dot, you're not gonna see them. So these dimensionals fit perfect, believe it or not. They look big, but they do fit nice on there. And then let's just take those backings off real quick. I got one stuck here. Hold on. Okay, let me get this one on first. And then I just kind of put them randomly, like one's gonna be flying over here, and then this one is gonna fly out here. Okay, can you see those? And then I added my embellishment. Grab that. I chose from my stash, I have the iridescent pearls, basic jewels. And these are really nice because they're kind of like, they've got some glitter in them. It kind of just looks like glitter. I'm going to add 3 because I always like to use 3. So I'm going to add one there, there, and over here. So we've got my triangle going on that one. So that is my first alternative. It's super easy. Just make sure you are organized better than I was on this one. And then here's the second, or the sample that I did earlier, yesterday. All right, any questions on this one? This is white piece. If there are, and you know what, I don't think I see any comments. Oh, that's right. I haven't done a live YouTube in a while, so I can't see comments coming through. So hopefully there's no questions. You can always email me if you do have questions. So again, that was card number 1. Card number 2, which is the next step up for difficulty, is this one. It's really not difficult. You just gotta cut that paper. And we're gonna die cut this one. I'll have to do that off camera, I think. Okay, so, oh, I forgot. Let me show you. That card that we just made needs an envelope, right? And do you remember I cut this off? Well, we're just gonna take one of those basic white medium envelopes, okay? And we'll open it up and we're gonna attach it here. Now, it's a little bit smaller than the basic white, but that's okay because we can still trim that off and still have enough adhesive on this side to close, shut your envelope. So you can usually use, I'm using sealed, but you can also use liquid glue too. And so I'm just gonna line that up, center it. It's off just a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, and press it down. And see how that's just a little bit of weight there? All you need to do is take your scissors. I use some junky old scissors here. And we're just gonna trim that down. It's less than 1/4 of an inch, so not very much. So there's your envelope. And sorry, I forgot that step, but there you go. So you've got a nice card here, and you've got a nice envelope with a flap. You can always stamp a little B on the front if you want to do that. But that's how you use that piece of the envelope. Okay, so the next one here, I'm gonna find my kit first. So just bear with me here. It's this one here. Okay, so I do need to cut this. This is so pretty. Like, I don't want to cut it, but it's like designer series paper. Again, we're going to make this one 3 3/4 by 5, and it's going to be layered on, I think it's Mossy Meadow or Evening Evergreen. So just take your trimmer again. I'm going to cut this down here because we're going to use this one on another card. Again, we're going to save that. And now we're going to cut this down. So it's going to be a horizontal card. So it's going to be 5 inches. So if I just cut this right side off, I'm pretty good because there's really not a lot of print on there. Okay, that I'm going to put in the garbage. And then this has to be 3 3/4. So I kind of just estimate what I need to cut off. And I'm going to cut off probably all of that, a little bit there, and then make it 3 3/4. There. Okay, so that's what I ended up with. Okay, so then our card base is a little bit different than the other one. I cut this one. So it's 11 inches across and 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. So it's kind of a side fold opening. And then here's that gold sheet that they gave you as a free gift. And it looks like I don't have, let me see what color that is. Evening Evergreen. I'll have to cut a piece. All right, I'm a little rusty from not doing videos for a while, so just bear with me. Sorry about that. So this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And as you guys know, that's pretty much my standard panel. All right, so this one's gonna go horizontally like I mentioned. And did I not cut that right? Oh my gosh. See, what happened was I worked till 4:30 today, and that threw me way off. Usually I'm out by 4. Okay, that's better. All right, so this is going to go on the, this is Evening Evergreen once again, and I'll just use my Stampin' Seal for this step here. And I just like to use 1/2 inch like tick marks, because the Stampin' Seal is so super sticky that it will stay on there. Your panels will stay on perfectly. All right, this one again is going to be stamped up. And we're going to add our mini dimensionals. And these also come in, if you check the annual catalog, you can get black Stampin' dimensionals. And if you make Halloween cards, I've got some up here. They come in a kind of a, you get mini dimensionals and you get the regular size. It's kind of like a combo pack. And then here are like the larger ones. They're the same size as the whites, but we do offer black ones as well. They're a little bit more, I don't know if they're 25 cents more or just a little bit more than the regular Stampin' dimensionals, which are $4.25 a pack. Okay, so that's easy, right? You guys can do this. The hardest part, again, is just cutting into those envelopes. All right, so that looks pretty good, but we need to kind of work on this area here, and that's when this gold kind of foil came into play. So I took my paper snips here, and I just really cut into it. I didn't really, there was no rhyme or reason. Let me just take a smaller piece here, and I just kind of cut it into whatever shape I felt like doing. I was just running my scissors through until I got a piece. Looks like that, and that's might be a little bit too big. It's gonna take away from that flower, so all you need to do is just trim it down. It cuts very easily. Let's see if I go that way. I think that's a pretty good size there. So with this one, if you notice here, I have my sentiment going over top of that gold. And if you put your seal right here or your glue dot, you're not going to see it. Just a small little amount. And then this will stick nicely to it. Just press it down in the middle there. It's still sticky. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp in Follow Your Own Star. I'm going to stamp that in the Blackberry Bliss because that is the color of my card base. And I like dark colors for my sentiments. And I've got a scrap of white here. I'm going to fussy cut this one out. Close on the inside here. is that die cut. So I'm going to close that up. Now for me, Blackberry Bliss takes a little bit longer to dry and I have no idea why. So let's let that one dry over here, and I can take that piece right here. Okay, this is the one where I'm using this part here. And what I did was I actually removed the sides here because it's a little bit thicker, and I just didn't want that in that. I think it will lay flatter a little bit better. And plus, I really wanted to get this in just to give it a little bit of character. So the deckled rectangles is what I'm going to use. And those look like, here, I actually have my mini cut and emboss, so I'll just use that one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rectangles, which gives you lots of options. And I use the next to the largest rectangle. And no, I couldn't have. No, it has to be the next one. Let me just check. Yeah, it's probably this one. Although it does look like the other one, but I'm going to go with this one because this will fit in the cut and emboss better. So I will grab my number 3 and my acrylic plate and the paper here. It's going to be very close. I can cut this down just a little bit so it'll go through the machine a little bit better. And actually, this is not going to work probably because it probably won't go all the way to the edge. I'm going to give it a try and see what happens here. So I'm going to get that as best as I can. And then we'll slide this over here, and I'm just going to put it right through that. It's right on the edge, so I don't know if it's going to grab it. If it doesn't, then I'm going to have to go over to my electric machine because my other one is downstairs. Oh, it worked. Okay. It just didn't cut in a little bit over here, so we'll just pretend. Actually, if I pull it apart, it's going to still look good. Kind of. You guys get the idea, right? Okay, and I'm just going to use my snips. That's okay. All right, this should be ready to go. So I'll just take my paper snips real quick. Just bear with me again because I have carpal tunnel in my right hand and it's not very easy to work with ribbon or any fine tools and to fussy cut as well. So I'll do my best here. Okay, there we go. That's not too bad. Cut that. Okay, so there we go with that one. This is a little bit smaller than the other one I used. So this can go right here. That gives you enough space. You could layer this with the next step up, and maybe I think mossy meadow would look really nice underneath this panel. Again, I'm going to use those glue dots. Why not? Because they give them to you. So we'll add 5, just like the Stampin' Dimensionals. We'll put one in every single corner and one in the middle. And then we'll just use my tool and flick those off. Oops, that one came all the way off. I'll just, actually, I don't need one there, but And then I'm just going to add this right here. Still gives you enough space to write your message on the inside. Now we're going to work to finish up the front. This is going to get some Stampin' Dimensionals again, just to give it a little bit of height, because if you don't lift it up, then it's going to get lost within the card. So just 3 would be fine. And just space them out nice, kind of equal. And then I kind of hover over the card to see where I want it to kind of lay down there. And if I'm happy with it, then I'll push it down. If not, then I can still move it because it's not really stuck. I'm actually fine with that. So now it's not lost within the card. Then we got these little cute bees that we can put on with our dimensionals again. If you are trying to mass produce everything, the one thing I would do differently would be to put all these bees in a kind of like a row and then add your dimensionals. It's kind of like mass producing. That way you have them all ready to go, and it's easier, and you can kind of see the direction. But if I had more table space, I would do that. All right, so this is really fun. You just put those bees wherever you want them. And I like it up here to fill that area in. And then definitely over here because that's a lot of open space. Okay. And then those iridescent pearls are nice on here. And I will add 3 again. So we'll add one down here and 2 of the smaller ones. Let's tuck one right in there. And we're going to form our triangle. So let's put one, whoa, over here. Let's slide it, oops, right down there. So again, we've got our triangle. So your eyes will flow everywhere on this one. So here you go. The envelope, what I did with the envelope, I'm not really sure what I did with the envelope, to be honest with you. Oh, wait a minute, let me think. Because I don't have them all with me here. So you can, again, cut one of them apart. You can use the medium white envelopes that we offer as well. And that's what I would do. Or you can just cut up one of the other envelopes and, you know, use it on the flap. Okay, the next one is the kind of the trickier one. So here it is. And I'm going to grab all the pieces that go with this one here. I didn't show you this, but let me show you. On the original cards that they have instructions for, this is that panel I was talking about. And see how nice, maybe you can see, I don't know if you can see it that way. How about we do this? So it's super, like, this looks like, it's not, but it looks like watercolored paper here, but it's really not. But this is, it's so nice. Like, I hope they come out with some kits. I really do. All right, so my next kit. Okay, we need the big ones. You know, I wonder if I used them all. I might have. So I might have to jerry-rig this one. Let me just double check here. Nope, I think I've got it. Let's see. At least cut the kit. So we've got Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Crumb Cake. And then here's this one. And our label. Okay, and then here's the envelope. So this one gets cut down. And I hopefully will remember the size. The way it's going tonight, maybe not. So it's, I know it's 3, let's see, 3 7/8, 3 1/4, 3 3/4. Just double check here. No. 3 5/8. That doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to do 3 5/8. So I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to trim off a bunch of that white at the top because I want to try to get those flowers there. So 3 5/8 is right there. Okay, I just cut it. This you can use for something else, of course. And then it is 4 and I'm pretty sure 3/4. So again, I'm looking at this. I need at least probably a 1/2 inch off. So what I would do is I grab some on this side here, and then I'd turn it around, and 4 3/4. I'm going to cut that off. Now this is kind of the trickier part. You want to keep this in order because it's kind of like a puzzle. And I want it to do different widths on my strips. So I'm just going to basically cut your strips different widths. I'm doing 6. I know it's an odd number, and actually it's going to be an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Odd numbers are better, but I like it better with the smaller strips. So they're all kind of different by a little bit. Okay, so it's easier to put these together first. So I'll just grab my liquid glue and add it all the way around here and layering it onto Night of Navy. Doesn't look like I cut that right. And then this piece here is going to get layered, or the dimensionals. But first I'm going to put my strips on here, and I'm just practicing, okay? I just want to make sure it's going to fit. Which I think it will. Okay. And then this one here, it's going to be tight. And I just want a little bit of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm working with the outer pieces first, and then these will go up here out of my way. And I'm going to use the liquid glue on this part just because I can move it in place it if I need to slide it. Okay. Don't want to put that on wrong. So over here, I've got about 1/8 inch border on the top, left, and bottom. Okay. Then I'm going to work with the other piece here and do the same thing. And then the next strip is going to be popped up. If you don't want to pop them up, then you can just add them right to the crumb cake. But I like to give it a little bit of different look. So we'll flip this one over here, and then this one is next. And then I used my regular dimensionals on this just because that would require a lot of the minis. So I'm just going to grab 3 of these, and we'll get these all set. And the last 2 are just going to get glued right down. All right, so make sure it's going the right way. I'm just going to put this one on there, just setting it. I'm not pressing it down because I want to make sure those other 2 are going to fit. Which it's 2, so I need to move this one over. So it's just like a kind of a hairline. And then this one is going to move over a little bit. I'm trying to show the crumb cake through this. And then this one is going to get layered right down, and then this one will get layered down. So it's a puzzle, but it's not going to fit, so I have to trim this one down, unfortunately. And I think it may work. Might have to trim it a little bit more. The good thing about making a mistake is you can always fix it, right? And you guys have seen me make quite a few tonight, but that's okay. So what I want to do is I still want that space. However, we're not going to see this. I can put my sentiment somewhere in here and not show it. Like, I'll cover up my mess. So let me just trim this one down a little bit more. That's probably good enough. The next step is going to be the hardest. I actually have to stamp on that label, and it's going to be it's a super tight fit. All right, so here's my label. I did stamp this in Mossy Meadow, so let me grab that one. And here's the stamp. It's very big, so hopefully it just barely fits. So let me just try to get this centered. Not too bad. That's okay. Now, the thing that you have to remember with this one is you've got two that are popped up and two that are not. So underneath the middle is where you need to add two more of the dimensionals here. And then over here is just going to be regular adhesive. And then I can put this right here. It kind of covers up a little bit of that. It covers up a little bit of that kind of mess there. And we're the only ones that will know. And then this will get put here. All right, so now it's all flat and at the same height. I don't know if you can see that or not, but two dimensionals under this section and then your glue underneath the edge pieces. And we'll just grab a couple more of those bees and call it good. I was lucky I found two right off. I think, no, those are going the same way. It doesn't, you know, I'm not going to go through like 20 of these bees and figure out what direction and trying to find a pair. So we'll just put, there we go. Again, working with these bees, get all of the dimensionals on first and get them sorted and organized. All right, so this one is going this direction. I'm gonna put this over here because that's kind of a blank spot there. And then this one is flying the same way. So let's put this one up in this area here so you can kind of see them. And then we're going to, let's see, what did I do in the middle? Oh yeah, so do you remember that piece? It was the back of a card base, which is right here. You can cut this 4 1/4, or yeah, 4 by 5 1/4. I'll do that off camera. Okay, so it looks like, well, that's not right. Oh, I know why, because I need the card base. And now it'll fit, right? Oh my goodness. I'm so rusty. I'm so sorry. You guys, if you're still with me, bless you for watching me tonight. Because it's a hot mess. Kind of like me hiking on a really hot day. I had some 4 days where I kind of broke down on trail, and poor Sarah, she had to deal with me. Anyway, we survived. Okay, so there we go. So now I think this will fit. And of course, I need to cut it down. All right, I like this as the white. I like the heavier kind of colors down at the bottom. So you can make so many cards if you have the cardstock in your stash and you start cutting those envelopes. You probably could make it over 20 cards, probably a lot more. I actually have a lot more envelopes I could cut up. All right, those iridescent. I haven't lost my dimensionals this time. That's usually the issue, is my dimensionals. Can never find those, but those have been, oh, I don't want that one over there because it already has a B over there. So let's just put this one right there. And I got one here, and we're gonna have to put one over here to form our little triangle. I like to form triangles. Okay, there we go. Woo! So let me put these all out so you can see all 6 cards on camera. I didn't show you how to stamp on here, but we use soft suede for the middle and crushed curry. So let's push all of this out of the picture here. So here's that one. I'm going to put this one over top of it because that one came out better. And then we have, here's this one and this one. I hope they all fit. And then we have this one here, the envelope, that's super pretty. And here's this one. Okay, so there's your 6 cards. I hope you're still with me. Maybe you're not. Oh, there's more watching. So another thing that you can do if you wanted to take your Wink of Stella, you can do that to, like, if you wanted to, like, put a little bit of glitter on the bees, that actually, by doing that, it draws, you can see those bees a little bit more. So I would do that. Another thing you can do with your Wink of Stella is kind of just brush stroke the sunflower and a little bit in the middle. Here's some more bees over here. The paper, this paper is not a stamped image, it's on the paper, so you can just take your Wink of Stella and brush stroke here if you want some glitter. And then you can always do the little ones too. And then on this design, I would add the Wink of Stella on the bees and then kind of brush stroke a little bit out like this. Love the Wink of Stella pen. Make sure you have at least 5 of them in your craft room. Okay, so hopefully you guys don't have any question. Let's see, let me just see. It's just a white piece. Are you sure it's not? Yeah. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any questions. I will sign off, and on Monday I will be making my team mystery cards that we made last night at our team meeting. If you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, you can always give me a shout, send me an email, and I'd be happy to talk to you, or you can text me or what have you. Just email me for that phone number, inspiredbygraham@gmail.com. And again, don't forget about my ordering special. I am offering that Wonderful World class for free with a $35 product order. You can get all that information on my website on the right hand menu bar. And I have about, I don't know, 14 left to go, and I had like 21, so there's still plenty. And if you put in 2 different orders that are over 35, well, then you can get 2 kits. All right, and you'll be making 8 cards. And then my card club that will expire, last day to register is the 20th of this month. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. This is my Friday because I have Fridays off, and I will be heading up to see my parents tomorrow, bright and early. So I'll see you guys on Monday, if not before. All right, take care and be well.